Hi, this is your host, Jocks, and welcome to Layman's Guide to Cracking the Coding Interview. And I want to highlight how we could use some data structure to solve the coding problem. And we have our first problem. So we're trying to solve the longest common prefix. So we've given the list of strings and we wanted to find out the longest common prefix. So prefix are something that starts from the left to right. So here the prefix of this word is F for this F for this F. So we wanted to find out the longest common prefix among all the tokens in this input. So our input is a list and we want to find out the longest common word from them. So in the second example, we see glow, flow, and blow. There is nothing common here, so we just written -1. Same goes for here, cat, dog, and fat. Nothing is common here. And then we just gonna return -1. Nothing is common in a sense. Nothing is common from the prefix from the left to right. So I want to highlight some brief example. Say that we have a rack as an input, and in the rack we have 3 rows. In the 3 rows we can put some fruits. So on the first column or on the first row we have a banana, apple, peach, lychee, and the papaya. And same goes for the first and second as well. So how are we gonna do? So are we gonna do this? Like we're gonna iterate through all the rows at the time? No, we're not gonna do that. If you do that, the cost gonna be really, really high. It's gonna be n square. So we just need to use a O(n) of time. So we have some solution for that. Say that we have the 2 index for every rows. Say that this is like one row, this is another row, and we have an index for each of these rows. Say that this is index and this is the index. So at the beginning we start with the index 0. So at index 0 we compare the first and the second row. So are they common? Yes, it is. So we put the things into the bucket if it's common. If it's not, we're not gonna put it. We're gonna return that, and we're gonna compare the bucket with the next one, so forth if you have many. So here in this case, we have the banana common, we put it in the bucket, then we move to the second one. So are this apple common? Yes, of course it is. So we put it into the bucket. Then we move to the third. Are this peach common? Yeah, on the third, the peach is common, so we're gonna put it into the bucket. What about here? Here it's a lychee and the watermelon, it's not. So we're gonna skip once we see the different things. Then we compare this bucket with the other row. So here we go. So we compare the banana with the banana on the bucket. Are they common? Yes, we're gonna put it into the bucket. And we compare with the apple again. Are this common? Yes, of course, it's common. And on the third, are they common? No, it's not. It's a peach and it's a guava. So we just have 2 commons. It's a banana and the apple. And do we have any more rows? No. So we just have a 2 commons. So we need to return these 2 from the bucket. Let's see how we can do in the program. Say that we're given the flower, flow, and the flight. And then I wanted to create a function called longest common, and I pass the parameter given. Given is a list of strings. So what are you gonna return? So let's say I want to define a function called helper. So I have a helper function, and I'm gonna pass on the first parameter as a first token of this given. So it's a flower, I wanna pass it here. And then I wanted to compare with the first index, not the 0th index, but the first index. And then we pass the whatever is given, this array. So then we define a function called helper, and then we have this parameter from here. And then we need to assure that in what case we're gonna end this. So if the index is equal to the length of given or the length of this array, then we're gonna end it and we're gonna return the prefix. Prefix would be the common. Then we start with index 0 and we have a temporary cache. So at the beginning it's empty. So this is like a bucket that we discussed earlier. So now we iterate through every index of this token. So this is first index, this is first index for this. And then up to where should we go? We should go up to the length of the shortest. So that's why we have the if I is less than the length of prefix and if I is less than the given. So In this case, like we are comparing with the index 1, so it's comparing with this, and this is prefix. Prefix is the flower. So then we are comparing the first character of each of them. So whatever is common, we're going to put it into the cache. If not, we're going to break. We're going to exit through this loop. So every time we see the common, we increment the index so that we could compare L with the L here. And then once we hit the end or once we reach to the break, we're going to return the same functions with the temporary cache now, like whatever is common, we put it here. And then we increment the index. So we could compare this temporary cache with another index, that would be the flight. And then we still pass the same given here. So this is the array, so we're gonna pass that here. So finally, when you return this thing, it iterates up to how many items are there in the given. So in this case, we just have 3, so it's gonna iterate up to 3. And in the end, we're gonna return this prefix. So the prefix here, the common prefix here is FL. By looking at it, we could see that. And here we return that. So let's see how we gonna write in the program, how it's gonna look like. So okay, I have a program here. So I have given the same thing, and then I copy the same thing there. And then I call the function here, and then I return. So let's run. So I have a FLO because I put one extra token here, one extra character here. That's what we're getting there. So let me remove that, and then we can run again. Now it's FL. So finally, we have an output FL with these 3 tokens. So if you compare with the other, it's going to be the same. So that's it. Thank you.